Hi, welcome to this Take 5 video brought to you by the YouthBuild USA AmeriCorps Fiscal team. This video is for folks who are new to working on the AmeriCorps grant. You can get in-depth information about policies, regulations, and processes in our other resources, which we'll link at the end. This is just a 5-minute video. We want to focus on the most important takeaways for new fiscal staff. Our tips will help you avoid errors, get speedier reimbursements, and become more familiar with this work. Know your financial manager. You have an FM assigned to you at YouthBuild USA, and you send this person your reimbursement materials and your draft budgets, which we review and approve. But your FM is also your partner. There are a lot of ins and outs to the AmeriCorps grant, as well as YouthBuild USA's reimbursement process, and you won't know everything. And that's why we're here. We do know the ins and outs, and we'll support you. So if something is confusing, email us. It can be a big question, such as can we bill for this expense, or a small question, like how do I upload documents? Don't be shy about reaching out. Know your workbook. This refers to the AmeriCorps Reimbursement Workbook, which is a giant Excel file that your FM gives you, and it houses your approved budget and all the reporting tools you need to create an accurate reimbursement request. The workbook can be tricky for new fiscal staff, but it's meant to support and protect you. As you get familiar with it, pay particular attention to two things. First, the workbook moves. When you complete one sheet, it populates the next, and this is intentional because it prevents carryover mistakes. And second, your FM protects part of the workbook, and these areas will appear grayed out. This is to ensure that formulas don't get altered and that only approved costs are available. If you ever find a cell unprotected and you altered it, you could risk becoming non-compliant and your reimbursements will grind to a halt. So if you need something changed, reach out to your FM and we'll help. Each staff member who works on the AmeriCorps grant needs an NSCHC clearance date. And this date is given to you by YouthBuild USA, and we add those dates to the budget. You can see the clearance dates in the reimbursement workbook pictured here. Now, the big takeaway is that if a staff member does not have a date, then you cannot get reimbursed for that staff member. So pay attention to any new person who appears in the reimbursement request material or that the program would like to add to the budget. When you see this new person, come to a full stop. Do not proceed with the reimbursement. Reach out to your FM to make sure this person has a clearance date.
So, where are you in your budget? The AmeriCorps budget, shown here, is the foundation for the workbook. We're going to look at how it connects with your program's expenses. Your budget is made up of subcategories with individual items. It's important to know what categories your program has included, what these items are, and how much you've allotted. Here is the subcategory Other Program Operating Costs, and in the orange rectangle we see the totals for AmeriCorps spending for each item and subcategory. And below we see those same totals in the expense workbook in the orange rectangle. In the red rectangle, we see what the program has spent so far, or year-to-date expenses. And in the green rectangle, we see the expense balance, or what the program has left to spend for these items in the subcategory. If there is a cost that you don't see in the budget, or you think you might need assistance with changing the program's budget, ask your FM.
Know your grant timeline. One common misconception is that the AmeriCorps grant years start in August and end the next August, when in reality, your program spending timeline may be much longer and you can probably bill down the grant longer than you think. We want programs to know that money follows members. You can bill as early as 30 days prior to member enrollment and until 30 days after the final member exits the program. For fiscal staff, you may want to connect with your program counterpart to gain access to enrollment information so that you can map out the expenditure period for each AmeriCorps grant year.
Thanks for watching our 5 takeaways for new staff. Now we have in-depth training materials on everything covered here. We have a crash course video series. These are longer videos that tackle a single issue like budgeting or grant timelines. And we also have written resources like a financial manual and FAQs. And you can access this material using the address at the bottom of the screen.